Good evening. Here is the world news from BGI TV, Baba Bagide Imo Television. Today, 7th day in the month of May 2022. I am yours faithfully, Morire Rebila Lawa. First are the major headlines for the world news. 2023, I consider being Nigeria's president a demotion, Bishop Oyedepo. Fanfare Renewal calls on Yoruba Obas to meet on Earth's-men invasion of Southwest. 15 days after Alafin's death, 20 Oyo princes jostle for vacant stool. This is why we killed the army couple on their way for traditional wedding, militant explains. He lured and killed my mother after promising to assist her. They are not concubine, victim son. Women sentenced to death for killing her husband in Edo released from prison after landmark judgment. And foreign, Nigerians among 36,000 new refugees in Niger, others, UN, and sports. Super Eagles star came off bench to score his 22nd goal of the season in his team 4-goal thriller. Now the news in detail. As presidential aspirant continues to emerge ahead of the forthcoming presidential election, Bishop of the Living Faith Church Worldwide, LFC, also known as Winners Chapel, Bishop David Oyedepo has described vying to become Nigeria's president as a demotion. Speaking during the leadership summits transmitted worldwide, Oyedepo, while charging the church workforce on need to be devoted to serving God, insisted that it's too late for him to be the nation's president. A pan-Yoruba socio-political organization, a Fanfare Renewal Group, has called for a meeting of Yoruba traditional rulers over the alleged Earth's-men invasion of Yoruba land and attacks on its people. The ARG, led by Wale Oshun and Chief Ayo Afolabi, the chairman and secretary respectively, said this during the visit of executives of the group to the Olubado of Ibadan, Oba Lekan Balogun. He said former farmers could no longer go to their farms in the southwest for fear of being killed, men or raped by the rampaging Earth's-men. Our youths that are migrating to Europe, the United States, and other parts of the world are going there with skills and education through which they add value to their various places of abode. Conversely, our best is leaving our territory while the worst are coming to our territory. This is a sad commentary the former federal lawmaker asserted. We want to send you on an errand with every sense of humility and responsibility to your colleague always on our mission for Yoruba to regain our past glory. The Olubado of Ibadan land hailed the activities of the group, which he described as patriotic and altruistic, and pledged his full support for the group and other similar groups with the protection of Yoruba interests as well as the emancipation of the people as their guiding philosophy. There has been a rumor barely 15 days after the Alaafin of Oyo, Oba Lamidi Adeyemi, joined his ancestors. No fewer than 20 princes from the Owode ruling family have shown interest to fill the vacant stool. Platform Times recalled that the stool became vacant following the death of Alaafin of Oyo, Oba Lamidi Adeyemi, on April 22nd at the age of 83. The Platform Times gathered that Owode ruling family is one of the two families under the Agoloye ruling house to fill the vacant stool of the Alaafin. Speaking on the development, the Mogaji of the family, Prince Adediwura Owade, said the family had opened the register for all interested members of the family to write their names and submit their curriculum vitae. He said the family would invite the vice chancellor of one of the universities around to screen the names with the aim of presenting the best applicant to the Oyomesi, who are the king makers. To another story. News about the army couple and soldier husband and wife that were killed on Tuesday. One of the gunmen who killed the Nigerian army couple has reportedly confessed to being part of those who committed the crime. From an audio WhatsApp voice note, the militants claimed the young couple was killed in retaliation of army action. The victims were reportedly heading for the traditional wedding in Imo State when they were killed at a yet-to-be-known location. The killing of a Nigerian army couple, A.M. Linus, a master warrant officer, and his wife-to-be, while on their way to Imo State, has continued to spark outrage across the country. Following the murder, a gunman who is believed to be among the militants who killed them, while confessing the crime, revealed their reasons for it. The victims were reportedly heading for the traditional wedding, were assaulted before their lives were cut short by the criminals. A gunman who is believed to be among the militants who killed the Nigerian army couples has confessed. Report says that in a phone conversation, one of the killers was heard speaking with a friend of the slain female soldier. Militant of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra IPOB and Eastern Security Network ESN, its armed wing have been blamed for the widespread attacks in the region. IPOB and ESN have marked security operatives as targets in the southeast. Suleiman Yakin, son of the 52-year-old widow Asiat Yakin, who was recently killed by a suspected ritualist in Osun State, revealed how her mother was lured to be killed by a suspect to Punch reporter. Nephew, one of the 3 suspected killers, claimed he was dating the deceased before and lured her to his house after his friend also showed an interest in dating her. That was the time she was killed for morning ritual. However, Suleiman Yakin, the son of the deceased, had countered the statement by nephew by claiming that he was dating her mother. According to Suleiman Yakin, the suspect was an old friend of the family that used to come to their house after relocating from Lagos. Even before the demise of their father, he left their street some time ago after stealing some kegs of palm oil belonging to his landlady and burning her room as a cover-up. Suleiman Yakin revealed that nephew, a Muslim cleric, promised to help her mother prepare some items that could help to prevent her sister from drinking excessive alcohol. And those were the items his mother went to collect before she was killed and the body dismembered for ritual purposes. You are watching the world news from BGI TV, and straight to another story which goes with crime. During the trial, the prosecuting counsel told the court that the murder of the deceased was carried out by the convict so as to cover up the pregnancy accusation by the deceased while he was away. A woman alleged to have connived with a person to kill her husband has been released from prison. According to the Standard Gazette, the woman has been released from prison in Benin City, Edo State, after a landmark ruling at the Supreme Court. Mrs. Enobong Isiongwio and her alleged pastor lover, Udoka Okachukwu, were charged and sentenced to death for the murder of her husband, engineer Victor Gabriel Izogwio, a staff of Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPC, Edo State, in 2013. During the trial, the prosecuting counsel told the court that the murder of the deceased was carried out by the convict so as to cover up the pregnancy accusation by the deceased while he was away. It was established that millions of naira and landed properties belonging to the deceased were transferred to the said pastor by the wife. In his ruling, Justice Geraldine Imadebello held the prosecution was able to prove the case beyond reasonable doubt. The court held that the deceased was killed with a sharp object in his car by the said pastor, who then set the car ablaze. The judge, however, sentenced them to death by hanging. However, and among defense counsel, Olaiwola Fola proceeded to the Supreme Court, where the early judgment was overturned. According to Standard Gazette, in a landmark judgment delivered by Justice Mary Orderly last month, the Supreme Court resolved that the ruling from the lower court was based on speculation and imagination, which are not part of the criminal code. The court described the death sentence as a miscarriage of justice and ordered the woman to be released unconditionally. From that story, we'll go straight to a foreign story. The United Nations Refugee Agency has said more than 36,000 refugees fled from Nigeria, Mali, and Burkina Faso to Niger between January and mid-April 2022. The agency said it brought the total number of refugees in Niger to 360,000. According to a report by Yahoo, the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees said it is concerned by these rising numbers as attacks on civilians prompting displacement increase in both frequency and violence. UNHCR representative Emmanuel Gitnak was quoted as saying, "I'm afraid that we will be getting regular influx into Niger for as long as there is trouble in the country surrounding it." The refugees, mostly women and children, need shelter, food and water, non-food items, and access to basic services such as health care and education. Finally, sports. Super Eagles of Nigeria star Paul Onuachu was on action for Belgium Pro League giant KRC Genk Football Club on Friday night as he came from the bench to score a classic goal in the hard 4-2 away draw against Sporting Charleroi Football Club. The former FC Midtjylland of Denmark star was dropped to the bench by coach Bernd Stork, and he was able to make an instant impact on the pitch after being introduced in the second half. The Nigerian international replaced Ghanaian star Joseph Penstel in the 46th minute, and he was able to score his team's first goal of the game towards the end of the match. The Ols took the lead through Vaco Yusuf Bayo in the 45th minute via an assist from Belgium's young star Kent to end the first half 1-0. Paul Onuachu equalized for the away team in the 80th minute, and substitute Christian Toksvret put the visitor ahead in the 84th minute before Vaco Yusuf Bayo equalized for the home team in the 90th minute to end the match in a 2-2 draw. That was the world news from BGI TV. But before we go, a quick recap of the headlines once again. I consider being Nigeria's president a demotion, Bishop Oyedepo. We also brought to you a Ferry renewal calls on Yoruba Obas to meet on X-Men invasion of Southwest. 13 days after Alaafen's death, 20 Oyo princes just stood for vacant stool. And to follow its story, Nigerians among 36,000 new refugees in Niger, others UN, and sports. Super Eagles star came off bench to score his 22nd goal of the season in his team 4-goal thriller. For more updates on YouTube, the handle is Babagede Imo TV. Kindly subscribe. Click on the notification bell, select option all to access our broadcast. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page for you to access the broadcast. On Instagram, Bagede Imo _22. For other placement of your goods and services, coverage of event and function, both outdoors. The phone number streaming on your screen is the direct line to call strictly for advert placement. Thank you for watching. I am Morire Remila Lawal. Good evening.
Oh, na na na. If you want to know what's going on in city, or you want to listen to the latest news and gist, no stress, oh, just tune to BGI TV. BGI TV, you're one in a million. Oh, na na na. If you want to know what's going on in city, or you want to listen to the latest news.